How's it going, guys? Damien here from RC. Doing another video here in my 5th scale series about upgrades that I think that every 5th scale should have. These are by no means a rule, and I'm not telling you guys what to get, but these are just my suggestions. I have had 5th scales for many years, so I have seen what can happen without these upgrades, and so this is why mine is upgraded to the way it is. So first thing that I suggest would be outerwears. Now you can get outerwears for your pull start, for your air filter, and as well as one underneath for your engine. Now the one underneath there is actually going to cover for your crankcase, and it's going to keep dirt and debris from coming up inside, getting into your flywheel. Now as well, this one here, same thing with your flywheel, because your flywheel is right behind here, connected to your crankshaft. Now when you pull on this, it makes a connection to it. So this one here keeps all your grass and everything out of it. Same with the one at the bottom. You don't want any rocks or anything getting in there, because on the actual flywheel there is little fins that help to keep the engine cool. That's what this shroud is for as well. So don't remove that shroud as well, because if you do that, then your air is just going to come out here and it's not really going to go anywhere. So it has to actually come under here and cool the fins on the engine. So that's what that shroud is actually for. A lot of people remove those and they have engine problems, they have overheating problems. That's the reason why. They think if you take this off you're going to have airflow. No, that's what you have this for. So that is my suggestions for those. Now you're looking at $25 for the pull start, $13.50 for the outerwears for the air filter, and then $26 for the crankcase one. Now show you guys how the air filter goes together. This here is a TGN dual, or this is actually a single stage filter, but I have the dual stage filter. This one is actually, this setup is for my 5B. This one here is actually for my Rampage. I have the dual stage in my 5B because it fits fine, but the single stage is a little bit thinner and there's a little bit of a clearance issue with the Rampage, so that's why I have this one here. But the dual stage is basically like this, but it has one more filter on it, so you're going to have a little more protection to it. So this is how this goes together. This is for the 5B, the original setup for it. This connection here is just for the, goes onto the carburetor, and it's just a quick connect. Blur makes it, and it just makes air filters go on and off a lot quicker and a lot easier. So real quick, I'll show you guys how this goes together. So this first air filter, this one gets oiled up and then gets pushed inside there, and then you just put this one on top. Put this cap on. There's a little body clip that goes inside there. Definitely put that in, because I have seen these come off before and they're very hard to find. So this one here is just the elastic style. There is also the drawstring one style that is the same price, but just it's a little bit harder to put on. Like, it's a little bit easier to put on this, but they don't stay as well. So it's also very important to have it go all the way down to the very bottom, because otherwise if you keep it off to the side a little bit, it can, you know, still dirt debris can get inside there. So there you go. It's on and you're good to go. So next on my list is going to be a kill switch. Now the kill switch is one of the most important upgrades you can get. It is one of the more simpler upgrades you can get, but also is one of the more ones that you actually have to get, in my opinion. What it does simply is, if you lose transmission with your radio, then it will shut your engine down completely. So a lot of receivers, they will have fail-safes to them. Fail-safes sometimes work and sometimes don't. Found that out the hard way as well. But the kill switch, what it does, just shuts down your engine instead of having to put your servo into a different way. So say if you're going and then something happens to, like, a rock gets stuck inside your carb where the actual carb plate goes, and puts your engine at full throttle and it just goes. And so you put your brakes on, but it doesn't do anything because they're not strong enough. So now you got a 25-30 pound kick going who knows where. So with the kill switch, what you can do is just simply either turn off your radio, or if you have a 3-channel radio, you could just hook it into your 3-channel and then turn it off by just pressing the button, and it'll shut down the engine and it won't go anymore. So one of the biggest upgrades you can get is the kill switch. It's only 60 bucks. Cheap upgrade for cheap insurance, and it's one of those must-haves that you just must have. Another one is going to be a pipe. Pipe is going to probably be your biggest performance gainer. You're going to find the biggest performance off of just getting a pipe. Even an X can, which is just basically like the stock can, but it has a little bit more airflow to it. Something like that, you're looking at about 80 bucks. And a tuned pipe, you can go anywhere from 100 bucks up to about $300. The pipe I have here is about 200 bucks, but the pipe is going to be one of those things where it's a no-brainer. You got to upgrade your pipe. You're going to get the most out of your engine if you upgrade your pipe. You can upgrade your engine and have the stock pipe, like the stock can, and you're not going to have as much performance if you just have the stock engine and you get an aftermarket pipe. Just, it's a no-brainer. Next thing is going to be a engine or top end kit. Engine's going to run you probably around 150 bucks to 2,000. And yes, I said 2,000. There's a two-cylinder engine that is very, very, very torquey. It's a great engine. You get a gear really high, but it's one of those things where, how much you really want to spend on it. 150 bucks is going to get you a stock 26cc engine. If you want something modded or ported, you're looking around probably 250, 300 bucks for a decent engine, 30.5cc, somewhere around there. So, to each its own. Top end kit, you're going to be looking around 50 bucks to 340 bucks. And that there is probably the more common one, because you just get this top cylinder head, you get a new cylinder, and then sometimes you even get a new crankshaft, depending on if you get a stroker or not. And you get all the gaskets and the ring as well. So that you run, like I said, 50 bucks. You're looking at, I don't know, like 100 bucks, and you can actually get a good, decent 30cc engine. And then, double that with a pipe, and you're going to have a really good kit. Next upgrade that I suggest is tires. Tires is one of the biggest upgrades as well as you're going to find. This here is the stock one here. So, as you can see, it's pretty worn down. And that there is one of the biggest upgrades you're going to find. There's a lot of different upgrades for them, a lot of different styles. All is going to be about how you run. Something like this, big chunky, is going to be for harder harder ground. So, lawns or some hard dirt, hard clay or something that actually really has to bite hard and bite deep into. You can go with something like a pin style, something like the stock ones, if you're going to be running on some softer dirt or whatever. So go on the forums, check out what other people are running, check out what is available, and then you can kind of figure out what you want to run. Next one is going to be servos. Most definitely for the steering. The stock one's just not strong enough, not quick enough. I still have the stock one, it works fine, but it's just not as good. Anybody that's upgraded a servo in any sense knows what I'm talking about, that if you upgrade the servo, it just makes it so much better. The throttle servo is not as bad, but you should still get a Metal Gear one, just because the whole safety factor that if you do hit the brakes and your plastic gear strip, there you go, you have a kit running towards you, or running towards something else. So again, I wouldn't really go too much on the throttle servo. You can get them for 40, 50 bucks for throttle servo. And same with a steering servo, you're looking at about 100 bucks, something like that, for an actual decent throttle servo, or steering servo. I think we can go all the way up to like 150 bucks. But, 100 bucks will do you just fine. Next is going to be RPM arms. RPM arms is probably one of the most underlooked piece. It's just one of those things, it's another no-brainer. It's one of those things where, you get them and you get it once and you never have to buy another set. I still have the stock set, never had to use them because I've always had these on. I broke my stock ones probably a month into when I had it, and I've got RPMs. I've never had any problems since. They've always had a good warranty, so any problems I can always go towards something, get some new ones. RPM arms, you're looking at about 70 bucks for the complete set, because they do only sell them in pairs, but you're looking about 70 bucks for the complete set. My last upgrade that I suggest, it's not to say an upgrade, but it's probably one of the biggest preventative maintenance things, more spark plugs. They're only 4 bucks. Grab some more when you're out somewhere, out in a hardware store or at a auto parts store. grab some extra ones, or if you're online shopping, just grab some extra ones. You never know what's going to happen. If you actually flood your engine and your spark plug's flooded, then you can't run anymore. Or if you don't have a spark plug protector on top, or if the one that you have breaks, which I've had before. I've had aluminum ones actually snap and actually bend down and break and snap my spark plug off. So having one and just some extra ones of those is just going to save you from being stranded, not being able to run. So those are my upgrades there, guys. Sorry for the long vid, but there's a lot of upgrades there. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys got some out of it, and we'll see you on the forum, guys.